who is the best player in the NBA right now?
I think Jokic is the best offensive player. I don't think he's the best player.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Hand off to Murray. Back to Jokic. Pull up jumper. Jokic. Fading away. Ridiculous. Oh, my. Murray. Chewing clock. Jokic now. 2 more.
Jokic was unbelievable down the stretch. I mean, that's exactly what he does. Take over games. He was so efficient. Also, he did all this with 0 turnovers today.
He has all the tricks and the counters and the skills to make you pay for that.
And even the shot making that Jokic had tonight over the top of that guy's hand is just absolutely incredible.
When it comes to the Nikola Jokic era Denver Nuggets, if you're going to rank the most frustrating years of all time, 2026 by a long shot is indeed the most frustrating. And I mean that in the best way possible, because this team has shown flashes of being absolutely elite, only to get derailed time and time again. But despite all the chaos, despite all the injuries, this team keeps finding a way to stay relevant.
That's true.
Denver, when fully healthy, everyone's in the lineup. They're an absolute juggernaut. And offensively, they're damn near unstoppable. Look at Nikola Jokic in the month of November with a healthy supporting cast fully intact. Scoring average 32.0 per game, rebounds 11.7, assists 11.0, and shooting splits that don't even look real. The Joker right there in November was absolutely dominant and among top-tier players, me personally, the best peak Jokic has had this season. Now look at the overall team record. The team production, Denver in November 11-3, offensive rating first, points per game first, assists also first, and team shooting splits top 3 in almost every category. This Denver team to start the year was living up to the hype, and on both ends of the floor, what they were looking like was a legit championship contender. Nobody could touch them when they were healthy and rolling.
Started by Sohan. Jokic over the shoulder and shown.
Opponents are shooting 36% with Gobert on the floor, 58% with him.
He said, I tried to talk to the other official. He said no.
Jokic. Got it! Now Jokic backing in. Jokic falling away. A sophomore shuffle.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
That Nuggets team right there to start the season. The first 2 months. I mean, absolutely beautiful basketball. One of the best teams you could watch all season. But this Nuggets team, whenever they get rolling, get hot, what happens inevitably? Someone gets hurt, they're out of the lineup. Whether it be Joker, Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, or Aaron Gordon with his hamstring. Denver so far this year, post-November, whenever they get rolling and have momentum, they get kicked in the teeth and brought to their knees. As someone who watches tons of Nuggets games and is a big Jokic fan, that for this year has been the most frustrating part. Because when the pieces are in place, Denver looks great. Denver the past week and a half has been on a 7-game win streak. But here's the catch. Looking at those wins, I'm not really impressed. Beating the Warriors, Jazz, Mavericks, some low-level teams that are clearly tanking. That 7-game win streak? Cool, get your W's. But the real test, the real measuring stick game, was versus the Spurs on Sunday. If you're still a Nuggets believer who went through thick and thin, this game versus the Spurs was a huge moment. And lucky for all of us, what we got was Denver from back in November.
And Wembanyama fading away, well off the mark, Gordon the board. Jokic to Johnson for 3, yes sir! Pass up ahead to Jokic. Murray for 3, boom! Murray into Jokic, to Gordon! Jokic, fading away, ridiculous! Oh my gosh! Yes! That's awesome!
That right there for Nikola Jokic was vintage Nikola Jokic in the biggest game of the season so far. He rose to the occasion and came through like very few players could. And to the competition, Wembanyama, who has tons of praise and buzz, deservingly so, and the Spurs team prior to this game, they were absolutely rolling and looked unstoppable. The Joker versus the Spurs always matches up very well, and every single time he always comes through. Look at their matchups over the past 2 years, with the Joker averaging points per game 42.3, rebounds 11.7, and assists 10.7.7. Look at his overall scoring totals. He scored 46, 41, and 40 all consecutively. That is not human. That is not normal. That is the Joker doing Joker things on the biggest stage.
So Nuggets trailing by 8 here. Jokic over Wembanyama. Keep in mind, Wembanyama and Jokic works him 10 or more points.
Jokic spinning high off the window.
I think Jokic is the best offensive player. I don't think he's the best player.
As a rookie, first and free throws.
Jokic, they're going to allow him to go one-on-one against Victor again, I'm sure.
The Spurs have hit 12 threes. Jokic and one. Now Jokic. Murray. Jokic against Wembanyama. High arcing shot is good.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
When you get Nikola Jokic locked in, ready to roll in score Jokic mode, there's no better watch, no better player in the world right now. And to add some more context on why this game is so refreshing and just so inspiring. Joker prior to this game was clearly pacing himself and getting guys involved for a big playoff push. In those games, the Joker at half speed versus inferior teams was not really trying. In those games, 22.2 points, way down from his average, 14.2 boards, 12.7 dimes, and 5 triple-doubles. The Joker in these games, the counting stats, they're still there. But if you watch the games, it wasn't score Jokic, hyper-aggressive Jokic. And look at the shot attempts, 15.4 per game. That right there is no doubt deliberate. Look at the Joker, he's playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers. Against the weaker teams, why wasn't he shooting the rock? Simple. He needs guys like Cam Johnson and Christian Brown to have confidence come playoff time.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
This right here for the Joker is the ultimate team-first move. Stats be damned. My numbers do not matter. If you watch these games, the Joker actually more times than not was passing up his own open looks for guys taking jump shots that were semi-contested. This right here for the Joker is why he's one of one. A lot of players in these games, they would have pressed for 40-50 points, put up some gaudy stats, and then long run, have no real impact on the team's success come playoff time. For the average NBA fan watching those games with no context on where the Nuggets' goal actually is, looking at Nikola in those games, it seems like he isn't playing well or that the injury is still lingering. In reality, that's not really the case. Look at the Joker compared to us fans. He is just simply smarter, knows the game better, and knows what the end goal actually is. The end goal isn't going for 50 versus Utah. The end goal is getting guys like Christian Brown and Cam Johnson some confidence come playoff time. And again, watching the Spurs game, Cam Johnson a month ago would not have performed like that on the big stage versus the Spurs. This game, he was hunting his shots and being hyper-aggressive. That Cam Johnson is the Cam Johnson you want come playoff time. Look at Christian Brown hitting open threes. Brown in the playoffs can be left open. His three-point shot has been shaky at times. The Joker the past month has been building him up, building his confidence for moments like this, games like this.
On the floor, secured by Murray. Jokic to Brown for three. Bottom. Jokic quickly to Brown for three. Yes! Under 90 seconds to go in regulation. Jokic outside to Johnson. Drains the three. Jokic to Gordon. Johnson straight on. Bullseye!
I love it.
Now, one thing I do want to touch on, looking at both these teams, looking at this singular game, how these teams performed in the clutch was vastly different from how they played all year. Looking at the Spurs under that pressure, they kind of buckled. The Nuggets rose to the occasion. What they looked like was Denver from 2023. For any young NBA team that wants to win a championship, clutch time doubts and late game doubts always rise to the surface. And looking at this game, if it gets to crunch time, who do you trust more? Jokic and Murray, or Wemby and Fox? The answer to that question is fairly obvious. You're going to Murray Jokic all day long. And look at this game. In the fourth quarter and OT, Murray and Jokic combined for 24 points, 9 of 17 shooting, 9 assists, and just 1 turnover. Wemby and Fox, still good, but not all-time great. 18 points, 40% shooting, 3 assists, and 0 turnovers. When it matters most, Denver's experience shines through.
This is Johnson. That won't go. Pass up ahead to Jokic. Murray for 3. Boom! Nuggets can tie or take the lead. Jokic outside. Murray. Cash! Defended by Gordon. Wemby on the move. Fading away. Won't go. Tipped up and off. 5 on the shot clock. Fox on the move. Lost the handle. Fires. Air ball.
If you look at the title contenders this year in the NBA, there's really only 4 teams in my personal opinion. It's OKC, San Antonio, Boston, and Denver in some order. Looking at those teams, 3 of the 4 have titles, have history, have been in those big moments before. The Spurs team has constructed the Wemby, Fox, Castleton trio. They're still new to the scene and still learning. Brown and Tatum, been there, done that. Jokic and Murray, been there, done that. And SGA, Gilgeous, Alexander, and Williams, been there, done that. For this Spurs team come playoff time, their biggest question mark is in the clutch. If they play Denver, which hopefully they do, in a fourth quarter big ball game, who do you trust first and foremost? It's Nikola Jokic. The Spurs are a great team, super well-rounded, but late in games, that's their one big weakness, one big flaw, that come playoff time might get exposed. And for a young team, that's perfectly normal. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.